No one on earth has to worry about these beings rebirthing. Okay. They're in a God sent delusion to kill themselves off. So some of the stuff that they quote unquote think is quite bizarre. Okay. So there's still, now they've again shut off another Twitter account. Okay. They're ferociously insane. So, yeah, ferociously insane. And when they're done pouring out all that nuclear material, they will die. That's all that's going on. So, just waiting for that. Apparently, you've got another one that's going to decide she's not going to be president. She's still going to just die. Um, it's a little bit of a nuisance, these things. Okay. When they get like that. Um, you're not going to all of a sudden Exodus 20, as you can see. So God will remind you things daily if need be. You're a different species and you're being eradicated from planet Earth. You're being allowed to pretend that you're doing it. When you're not, there's clearly a brain plague that's killing you all. And God can give anybody he wants cancer to get rid of you. You're in a total and complete extinction. You're not the same species I am. Okay, so I do thank you for speeding up the process of killing off your entire species off of planet Earth. But other than that, just waiting for you yourselves to die. You're clearly profoundly insane what you're doing. How you're conjuring up that makes any sense. Some of the things that I felt like God was telling me about you are quite bizarre. As your brains are dying, I'm living with the person who has a brain disease, and obviously she's your species, so you come up with some whammies, let me tell you. So, anyways, like your devil's advocate, testing, all the same stuff that she is doing. So that is what you will end up reduced to if you don't die from lung cancer or a stroke, heart attack, whatever it takes to get you to leave me alone. Okay. Not you're supposed to make me alone and then keep shutting off features, saying whacked out, perverted things to me. All the things I've explained to you several times that I'm tired of explaining to you. Um, you were already going nuts with the phone. I haven't even looked at it. Okay. Like you're in a frenzy because you're biologically stressed. You're going to die. That's why you're biologically stressed. There's literally nothing else going on. You're a literal nuisance to me and nothing more than that. So I know it's just because I'm not sort of, I don't know what it thinks I'm supposed to be doing, but you have a murderous hatred for me. So God is killing you. So, anyways, um, obviously I like typing and I listen to music and stuff in the morning, and you're all dying, and that's not my problem. It's literally not my problem. Okay, just if whatever it is, if you thought I hated typing, that's all you would make me do is type. Remember those days? Remember the punishments for not typing enough? Okay, just I'm sure you don't remember much at this point. All you can do is hit things that ban me when you don't like something I say. I don't give a fuck. It's my job to tell you the truth as a fucking prophet sent to you. Okay? I really don't care, to be honest with you. It's day to day to day waiting for you to fucking die. That's all that I'm doing as a fucking hostage, and then go to a microphone and talk and say something about a hostage when you're the people keeping me hostage. Okay? You clearly don't care that you're completely fucking mentally deranged. I don't know if, like, the words and stuff when you piss me off, if it sounds like a vibration in your dying fucking head, and that's like you're at that point of your fucking dementia. And so you want to hear, like, I don't know if you're reduced to a fucking infant at this point and you had a wicked, abusive child mother. So just anything that sounds like insulting or a raised voice that you're trying to get off on, just waiting for you to fucking die. Anyways, I don't respect anything you're doing. You're not helping me other than killing yourselves. You were already murdering people. Even when I explained it yesterday, even when I allowed you to fucking blame me for your madness, you still got mad. You can't make up your fucking mind. You're tricking everyone to believe that there's some other reason for why you're fucking killing us all, or you're not doing that. Deranged, insane fucking animals. Absolutely deranged, insane fucking animals. Sad, sad, sad fucking animals. I'm sure you don't get it. Anybody that's fucking sane, if you allowed them to hear me talking or see my fucking typing, then they would know that themselves. No one respects you fucking people. You're deranged animals. Attacked your own fucking quote unquote countrymen because all you ever intended to do was population control. That is why God sent me to be doing this. Not I'm supposed to be up here, but that is why I was forced to start doing this in Florida. I didn't need to be a captive in fucking Massachusetts to do it, as you know. Oh God, here we go. He's gonna start fucking yelling. So, anyways, maybe it goes in a flow because as soon as like everything seemed pleasant, and then I was like, I'm like, okay, well, this is good. They're both in a good mood. No, we'll see how long it takes for the yelling. It's similar. You have the same illness. You probably think you're the same fucking person at this point. You probably vacillate because then you're living in a house with me. That's why you're that fucking gross and insane. So, unlike you, I remember things that you have fucking typed to me as a collection over 4 years of how grossly insane you are. And that's one of the characters you tried to depersonalize into so you could fantasize that you were living in a house with me. Fucking grotesque. So, anyways, oh yeah, and all of it. It's a constant flow show while I wait for these fucking piles of shit flesh to die. What good is typing on a Twitter when it's not their fucked up child's mother's voice? And then they, believe me, I'm living with one of you things. It's fucking disgusting. Because you don't have any fucking brains left. That's why, and I'm not your mother. I'm not a child. I'm not your mother. You're a different fucking species. So, anyways, I will continue to be fucking happy as Almighty God protects me from your ferocious fucking insanity and you're killing yourselves off, but you were gonna die anyway. So you've got to be in control of everything and you're doing population control. So clearly I'm the Virgin Mother. You got nothing to do with me. I am the door. No one is going to be the fuck alive here unless they came through this arc. And you're not one of them. Okay? So God sent delusions. I won't be going home. I'm not going to be rebirthed out of your fucking vagina. Whatever it is you things make up as your brains are dying, none of it's true. As soon as it starts sounding like a fantasy and not like science, it ain't true. It's right in the Holy Bible. Do not give heed to fables and doctrines of fucking liars. So all you things do is lie, and make up these. Wherever you things are going, I guess apparently it's a constant cartoon. That's not what I'm going to be doing. I live right here on planet fucking Earth, okay, with a scientific fucking thinking logical brain Thank you very much. Just, I don't find ways to conjure up group sex ideas, how to do incest, how to rape fucking children, how to go and pretend and live in other people's bodies and be part of their essence. I don't do any of that. Exactly. I'm not bisexual. It's not. Once everybody is shared everybody's sex and soul, and then no one cares about that. Fucking nasty, nasty people. Not even people. So whatever it is that's going on in that fucking brain matter, you can't hear God. Okay? That's why I type things. Doesn't matter. Just fucking bloop. Shut me the fuck off. Again, God explains to you how you cannot be forgiven. You can't somehow rebirth here. Just not possible. I already explained it. Different species. You can't do any type of cognitive behavioral therapy for anything because you will not stop shutting me the fuck off whenever I'm talking or typing. You probably conjured up this entire fucking nonsense 13 years ago, like most of them do, because you can tell when you set it up if something's for kids or not for kids that you thought that you were gonna fucking keep me in a box and then teach your children to be fucking human beings. That would make sense to depraved fucking animals. And then you pick and choose the things and you're damned. You're all gonna fucking die. It's the same thing every single time, except now it's never gonna happen again. That's the only thing that's different is that it's the Passover. Before, this mass extinction is mass extinction is mass extinction. I should say like a mass dying off. Right. It's always the same. None of it is new. It's very boring to me. The amount of times that I've had to go through this. None of you are interesting. You're not Charles Manson. You're not even Brian Buchanan, who was remotely interesting. You're not Jen. That's why you can't even pretend to be people that you think are interesting to me. You can't pretend to be my children, obviously, because I don't even discuss them, and they're probably not even online. They're probably not even using social media. So you would have no way to conjure up words and phrases. That's all been revealed in the past 8 months, everything you've been doing, because you would have done it. You attempted to do it, and that's all you could come up with was my fucking dog's names. You didn't even get the dates right about when anything happened. I came up here in 2011, not 2010. So probably the same level of frustration when you tried to pretend to be Brian Buchanan. Obviously, it's weird to have people that high up in the military just in the world system completely and utterly obsessed with me, but it makes sense given who I am and knowing that you're going to die. So we would hope to God that you weren't that obsessed with your fucking disgusting child mothers. We would hope so, because that is like scary. So, well, if you're anything like Paul with the hat and the cane, you may have been like that. And then she finally died. You probably had like a weird, gross relationship too. So, it's that's got nothing to do with him because he's being forced to do it. That guy did it because he wanted to. That's what I'm saying. You people probably did the same thing, where you literally can never separate from your parents. When you look at monkeys and apes in a jungle, they don't separate from their genetic family. That's why some of the words and phrases I explained, it's definite brain disease, and it's a different species. So that person can be happy working and driving because there's not a point to there's not a point to judge yourself about stuff. So this contraption is like these people doing this are just ferociously insane, absolutely ferociously insane. So People that are in the military trying to pretend they're not in the military. And so you shut a thing down because I at replied the US Army when you are the fucking army. Yeah, it's just really fucking grotesquely insane. It's part of the depersonalization. Now, I would assume you're pretending in your head that you're blocking me from communicating with them. I don't have to communicate with them. It's the whole planet's military, and it's already going on. There's no way to stop the nuclear non-proliferation agreement once it's enacted. You can't stop it. It's like a computerized thing, obviously. It's just once you do something, that's it. You don't half nuke people, then hold on to half of your nuclear material. That's fucking insane. You have no choice but to keep doing it. It either launches automatically or you have no choice but to keep doing it. It's Almighty God, He's not going to let you stop doing it. It was already confirmed yesterday, by the way, that you were doing this until April 19th. You already confirmed that. So, continued nonsense and fucked up shit in the morning because I don't know, is that supposed to fuck up my routine today? I have no idea, nor do I fucking care. I would assume because I wasn't complaining about anything about the Nikki Haley that's why you got rid of her. Just like Ron DeSantis. Everything you do is intended to irritate me because you have no fucking brains left. And you're literally like a fucking bad seed deranged 2-year-old who will not leave me the fuck alone. So I'm waiting for you to die. That is literally all you fucking things are doing. Night and day now. So let's see. Block. So I blocked another one of your um, phone numbers. So you don't have anything in your brain matter to talk about Al and the children. Okay. So you know who you remind me of is that dude that raped and murdered that little girl. Remember the one that we thought was that Joey King person? I don't remember what her name was. That you remind me of that person. Like you seem like that disgusting. I gotta say, and just like all the weird shit about because I remember the trial and everything and what the dude looked like. He was also sort of like an overweight, like reddish haired person. That's what you would do to me if you could. That it's the years and years of it. It goes back and forth. First, she used to do it to him, and now he does it to her. It's just the progression of brain disease. So you apparently, wherever you're located, you don't have people to do that to. So you keep trying to do it to me. So I'm just waiting for you to finally die. That's all you're doing. Yeah, like I knew it from the second that I saw you things doing curtsy lunges on Fox News that you were gone. I knew it then. Knew you were gone. So uh, clearly you've progressed again to this. So I'm just waiting for you to finally die. So, anyways, I know, just nope. Uh, got 2 more days, and I gotta. Oh yeah, let me mark off this then. Well, obviously, I think most people know that you are keeping me hostage in some sort of dungeon tank, and we're all just waiting for you to die. That's all that's going on. If you're getting mentally confused and wondering what's going on, um, right, you just go, there's not really a reason for that female, whatever that was, just like Ron DeSantis. I don't know if you people are getting ill and dying or you're in a fantasy at this point. Right, like you're in some sort of a fantasy. Usually, it could be progression of dementia because if you're doing what she did, where you block, after I explained to you Exodus 20 and all of that, where you block Yahweh's kingdom come, because you've all done it. That's how sick and insane you are. You block Yahweh's kingdom come, right? And then you do whatever, and then you set up some sort of a timetable for yourselves about when that's going to end. And then you begin making prophecies and stuff that never happened. And then after you do that continuously, you become confused about why some event hasn't happened. Okay. And then you, yeah, become panicked and afraid. Okay, it's just the progression of brain disease. You're clearly like way past that, the stuff you're doing. It's just like blocking, 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 blocking all over the place, like she was doing in the kitchen. So I used to see some weird stuff on Facebook too. Flower, just disgusting pornography. Like it's the same. I would say it's the same group of people because the behaviors are so similar. It's just the progression of a brain disease. It could. She's. I've been up here for 13 years, so you could be like that for a very long time. But the difference is you don't. You people don't appear to have caretakers. I don't see how caretakers are allowing you to keep doing what you're doing. Right? I don't see how that's possible as a group. So I went over that too. They could be so afraid of you people because that happens too. Like you could be, I could remember I can't change her diapers and stuff. She'd start hitting me. Can she run a world planet? Should she have the ability to block my phone and block people contacting me and block me on an internet? Should she have the ability to do that? It's very fucking sad. That's one of the positive things. Thank you, God. Is 857-346-9591. 857-346-9591. For the criminals that are completely depersonalized. Okay. Well, because it's not. You're being forced to do it, not because you wanted to. Right. Like when I was typing it in an internet prison that no one can even see, you were banning all the accounts because you know that no one else can see it but you. You've been like this for 5 years, maybe 6 years. It started out on Facebook. No one else can see this. You began to become irritated, just like that Kaz person. And when she goes, "Do you want that clock back?" Like you began to become irritated when I've known you were doing it since 2014. Okay, like you forget things because your brains are going, and you just keep trying to cling on to trying to terrorize me like I'm a child and I'm an adult woman. It's like really weird. So, anyways, you're supposed to just be killing yourselves, but you can't stop focusing on me. Uh, why did I do that? Oh, the email. Right. God told me to post an email to Twitter. So that means he did it to every one of your hostages. Every person you've been doing this to, God told them to do the same thing. So we've all known. And then you get increasingly irritated because we just keep doing this. I was talking about it with that Aaron Carter person. Um, right. That and just the whole entire thing about Note One and all of that, and tapping into people's laptops when they're not even online. Okay, like being that sick. You could be doing it to a person who turns on their camera and they talk into it, and you're in the laptop watching it, even though they're not visible to anybody because they're not online. That you're that sick to be doing that. This is you're in a cage. So obviously, I don't know, 6 years ago, you began to become concerned and worried about what you were doing, obviously. And you like tried to increase the terrorism by pointing out to us the obvious. We already knew that. That's why people go out and go, "Can you see my Facebook?" Da, da. Right. Obviously, since June of 2022, the whole planet knows you're doing this to me. The entire planet knows you're doing it by banning me from using that Facebook page. Okay. Not you're keeping it a secret. It's completely impossible for you to pretend to be me. And it makes absolutely no sense to anybody on planet Earth that I would just be completely offline because of the amount of time I was spending online and the fact that I'm not somewhere with a boyfriend, I'm not somewhere with my children. There's literally no record of me anywhere. I'm not in a shelter, I'm not on a shelter registry. Okay, so the whole planet knows you're doing this. It's not a secret to anybody, but you've lost so much brain matter. It seems as if you actually believe that. And then you're questioning why nobody stops you because you're the US military. They can't stop you. How would they stop you? Okay, you're not random people on the internet. You're profusely mentally ill, not your random people on the internet. It's called depersonalization, like we saw in the John Dubbins videos. Because you don't want to be who you are. And you were told several times you could have stayed in a depersonalization, but you can't stop doing what you're doing in your madness. I'm sure it's a terrible condition for you folks. Once you start trying to pretend you're other people, you're clearly frightened in terms of you keep making up that you're going to be forgiven and you're going to reincarnate when you can't stop the same behaviors. You'll never be able to stop doing it. And you would have been relieved of that had you listened to what I told you to do. And you still won't. So I'm waiting for the inevitable where you blow your own heads off and this business finally stops. So, still texting me from a military base, trying to terrorize me. Like, that's your only thing in life you're trying to do is get a rise out of the Virgin Mother, like I'm your mother, just like I explained. When I am not your mother, okay, your mother is a literal animal. Whoever that being is not me. No human being would be doing that. Okay? So it's part of your grandiosity because you believe that human beings are the best. So believing that I'm your daughter, you're my father, you're my secret husband, you're my future mother, those are all common things that happen towards the end of your life in your species. Usually, you things are kept in a nursing home, and then you become nonverbal, and people don't know what you're thinking. So, a prophet is informed of that stuff by Almighty God. And it's just any words that come out of my mouth, you translate into what you want it to be. You're not even hearing what I'm saying anymore, in my opinion. That's been in the past, what, week or two? I'd say in the past week or two. You can't even understand what I'm saying. You automatically um, convert it into what you want it to be. Like you're that ill. So So you just all you want is like yelling or upset voice tone, like your mother when you're sucking on a breast or something, as I wait for you to die. That's all you're basically looking for at this point. Um, you've been like this for 4 years now. The second you did this and you were going in the chat and saying weird stuff, that's why you were doing it. Because I wasn't upset. Okay. Like you got completely addicted to it. And I'm not Aaron Carter. I told you that. I can't provide that to you. Okay. I'm not going to get like flipped out and walk around and scream into a camera. Almighty God allowed that to reveal how sick you people are to the whole planet. Everyone saw that Aaron Carter stuff, not just me. So his family was correct. He did do the planet a great service because we're fully informed about how terribly, grossly insane you people are. Okay. And it would take people that grossly and terribly insane to kill billions of people. It has to be done, but only people like you would be able to do that. Okay. So clearly, when you're that ill, that's not needed anymore. But who would stop you? Who would stop you? Like you're clearly in like Dubai or Skull Island or something like that. Okay, clearly. There's no one can help you but yourselves if you have the ability to blow your own heads off. Those are the only people that can help you. Is yourself. If you don't have a security team to come in and relieve you of your misery, you're real. I told you people years and years and years and years and years ago to stop doing what you're doing. Okay, so uh oh, so today I've got to do my triceps and water bottles, and then I usually do my other stuff and take a walk. And then I've got jog walks on for tomorrow. I didn't realize that, so I've got to at least do that. It's not going to be a lot of days off this week because I'm thinking I might take a walk too tomorrow. I feel pretty good today, so. And then Saturday I've got the food pantry, and I have to do my triceps and water bottles again. So really, the only day off is going to be Saturday. I mean Sunday. Tomorrow, I would like to go to the store. I'm going to have to do it today too. Yeah, if I go today and tomorrow, it'll be good for Saturday and Sunday in terms of water. So, oh, I got to use the bathroom. In some respects, it explains why I'm impervious to animals' false teaching. Right, just 13 years of fucking crazy. I explained my uh, when I got here in 1971. It benefited me that there was so many people in the family because it was a constant chaotic drama with constant fighting and drama and child abuse and drug use and stuff and parties in the house. But there was so many other people that kept the adults Obviously, I suffered a lot of abuse because there was weirdos all in the house and stuff. And then the whole pecking order nature of the family, where they all scream at each other and dominate each other and stuff. Yeah. So you develop like that cower and stuff, and that's the people with the anorexia and stuff. Like they're just really trying to avoid people attacking them in your own upbringing. People that are supposed to be a family, so they just all do it. It goes way beyond weird negative comments, believe me. Um, so uh, because they were distracted, I was allowed to be alone sometimes in my own thoughts, and so it would just be me and God. Some of these children, yeah, that people are saying are locked in, it's for their own protection. It's a population of animals that don't realize how sick they are. The parents, they don't realize themselves how sick they are. They don't understand why what they're doing affects the children. I've spoken with them, so they don't understand why the screaming and yelling is harmful to the children or other adults. They don't understand it. So it's part of the damnation. It's kind of like about even children nowadays, knowing that a person went through that and forcing me to continuously live in it. Because even the yelling starts to give me anxiety and panic and stuff. And clearly that's not good for my medical condition. So, like, it's basically 13 years of trying to murder me. So you have to die. You can't possibly rebirth here. It's not possible. He was asking how I got those pads clean. Now apparently that's why he's not buying bleach, because she doesn't want bleach in the house. Okay, well, it's really better to have bleach when someone has urine and poop for your own sort of like safety. But I did use vinegar. It has to do with hearing. Like, I think that he's so distracted by whatever's going on that when I say something, he actually doesn't hear it. Much like you people. So that's part of the reason I know that that exists. like constant running thoughts in your head because your brains are dying. That's a symptom of brain disease. When you're in a constant thought process when I'm talking and you can't hear what I'm saying, yeah. So, children, I was going over this. Children get like that because they're in such an abusive thing. I mean, clearly, if you inject people's brains with mercury, there's some credence to that. But most of the time, people that are abusive like that, they're constantly covering up the abuse. Okay. And they're not willing to go to any type of therapy to stop abusing their own children. So it's pointless. And clearly giving them a bunch of Adderall, it forces them to have to be like this. They're not paying more attention to you. It's just really terrible. So, um, because here's an example of what I know you're doing because you're so sick. Um, I know she doesn't like bleach. We don't have any bleach, and I know she doesn't like bleach, so I used vinegar because he goes, "Oh, shh, don't say bleach. We don't have any bleach in the house anyway." Okay, so that's a person who actually can't is not even hearing what I'm saying when I talk. Like it's bits and phrases of it, but not. It's part of comprehension, speech comprehension, and language comprehension. So I have no idea if Dedham Public Schools can even explain how that was allowed to go on. But I'm sure they can't. So, anyways, oh yeah, I got my maths out. Um, what I was discussing, which I'm sure you can't hear, you're just transcribing it into something that you want it to be. Okay, because you can't stop your constant voices in your head to be able to just hear me talking, and then your brain has an inability to process it correctly. You became addicted to people venting. It's part of sexual sadism because of the severe brain loss. So, I mean, hours upon hours upon hours of watching a man who appears to be in emotional torment walking around a house yelling because you keep doing fucked up things to him and saying fucked up things and holding him hostage until God finally fucking killed him so you would stop doing that. Okay, so I told you at the beginning that I'm not Aaron Carter. So you were tricked into doing this to this extent, and now you can't get out of it because after you did it, you became increasingly brain sick. Okay, because God's killing you because of what you're doing. Like, I'm the Virgin Mother, I'm not Aaron Carter. And if you said, why wouldn't I doubt you could even respond? No, I doubt you could even respond in that manner. But if you ever a thought in your head, uh, because you're constantly obnoxious, okay, it's like a constant argument that I don't have to have with you. You're not allowed at that point to keep talking at me. Okay, that doesn't happen in a hospital setting either. So because they do an intake and a psychiatrist has a record and they let you talk for so much time and then you'd be medicated if you don't close your mouth. That's what I'm telling you. So I closed your mouth by you can't chat nothing. I closed your mouth. I blocked your phone calls and I did that. I closed your mouth and then you're so obsessed with observing me that you clearly would be watching this. He was killing your brains, okay, during the Aaron Carter time. Okay, he was killing your brains. You were already sick when you started doing this. And to me, in 2020, that's separate from the blocking that began around 2013, probably. Some of you may even try to do it right when I was on the internet in 2011. You may have started doing it. Okay. But clearly by 2014, because of the email, you began intercepting any communications, even if I had a phone. You clearly put me on some sort of terrorist watch list so I couldn't get a telephone. Right? It obviously it is an orchestrated effort of a collection of profoundly ill animals, with the denying of an income, holding me captive here, denying me a telephone, okay, just all of it, back and forth to shelter, like you were trying to have me murdered, but not do it yourselves. God probably put that in your head for my protection. Right? You got to do all these secret things because that's God protecting me. So, anyways, 2020, you began doing this after that you were basically tired with Aaron Carter. Okay. You may have been fished by the screaming into a camera, the silent screaming. That's why those videos were posted. It's almighty. So you were probably fished into believing that I'd be a next person, and maybe even better than Aaron Carter with the screaming into a camera like that for your own pleasures. And then it's been nothing but boring ever since. Okay. It's God containing you as he's killing you. That's all that's going on. Probably from the onset. Was that 2014, the James Franco business? It was. The James Franco thing was at its height when the Secret Service and the Denham police went to 12 Flanagan Place to admit that they were monitoring me. That's an admittance from 2014, not I'm paranoid. Okay, so that's the same year that God told me to post an email. I don't know if I posted the email first or after that, but that might have been what caused them a concern, because clearly I was going to know already that you were doing it. Okay. So you tried to infer that you had contact with a minor that is a victim of kidnapping. So you can really, really deranged. So, anyways, you became addicted to this venting thing because God fished you folks to be doing it. So, I'm not sure if you were actually writing news stories before. That's new in your depersonalizations where you try to pretend you're other people. I mean, really? Um, People writing news stories are able to block everybody's communications to me. That it would be a good question if your brains would ever wonder that, why no one stops you. Because you're the military, that's why no one stops you. They don't have a way to stop you. We're waiting for you to die. That's why no one stops you. You're the military, you're depersonalized, you're extremely mentally ill. You're not random people on the internet. Okay, you weren't Aaron Carter fans. I explained that when you started using face morphing to pretend you're Aaron Carter. Just like the James Franco, when you all put a picture up and you were going to all be, that was a funny thing that you're all James Franco. It's part of depersonalization. So I already knew you were sick when you started doing that. The whole group of you. It's clearly more than one person. So. Right. Night and day internet, figuring out how to trick people, face morphing, Photoshop, Note One, tapping into people's laptops, hacking, tapping into the phone. All of it is a big red herring that God is using to keep you occupied as He kills you. Okay, so it helps keep you calm and you'll transition into some other form as a collective. Right up to the very top military, obviously. Okay, so it is what it is. I would think by now you realize that thermonuclear weapons are being used. So some of you, like I saw at Dedham District Court, will depersonalize, and that's as long as you're not arresting people in this the business with shutting off people's incomes and stuff and trying to force them to courtrooms so you can play courtroom. Okay, and then you decide you're controlling the thermonuclear weapons. you just, I just watch it like watching people go completely embarrassingly insane. It is that I'm living with someone who has brain disease. It's like you just go embarrassingly insane. But you're happy doing it. It's definitely keeping you calm during a time where you would think that you folks would be panicked, like I saw in 2020. Okay, well, get your pepitas. What is going on? You're just now realizing that this woman's the Virgin Mother, or what's going on right now? What is this? Trying to murder me. That's what it is. It's not new. They literally believe if they wear those things, you don't know who they are. It's a God sent illusion, like a bandana on horses. Whoop, whoop, whoop. They literally believe that you don't know who they are if they're doing that. And then they can murder anybody, starve anybody, attack anybody. It's just the way that their brains do it when they're all brain sick. Each and every one of those people that wasn't just doing it out of fear to get food, each and every one of those people has brain disease. So that's a lot, probably. They messed up the entire thing because they went even crazier than people thought they would. I don't even know if they did it on purpose. It seems like God did it. Okay. And then it was explained afterwards about what was going on, like a big, huge psych eval, and you saw how sick your population is. Because if you're a primate too, and you have brain disease, you didn't realize how sick they were because of what was happening to me. Because you're doing it too. Okay, so you got a presentation of your own selves, basically. So whatever group of people that avoided putting those things on their faces without starving to death, like myself, was literally attacked and put one on our face, like you saw. Each and every one of us, it wasn't going to stop until they did a domination. And every man, woman, and child had one of those fucking things on their face. They were not going to stop. Tasering people, attacking people, setting up elaborate things like that train and shit. Excuses to arrest people, section them for no fucking reason, just to put that thing on your face. Obviously, a scary, scary, scary thing that had to happen to initiate the thermonuclear um, agreement. It had to happen. So that's why God did it to you, all of you. Okay, so there's no turning back on that, as Nancy Pelosi told you by any means. When she realized herself how fucking sick you all are, that you had to be put down. It's a progressive brain disease where you literally will starve people with the blocking and stuff. So, right, and the thing about thinking that people sit continuously 24 hours a day. In particular, females, but anybody you're around. So I'm in a room like this, so other people can tell themselves that I'm sitting or laying down and I'm not standing and I'm not doing my step. Yesterday, there was an issue even with the jog walks, but I ignored it and it went away. Uh, both groups, right? You're in it, it's you're not the same person. It's just that you're both equally ill, right? It explained a lot about the level of dementia of the people doing this. Okay, because I'm doing my jog walks, right? Uh, Literally, the someone put something on that pump up the volume song, and then it says it's 9 minutes long. That's why I picked those bunch of songs. But 7 minutes into it, it goes to mute. So I don't know if someone at some point in time, because I don't think it was me, clearly someone at some point in time was using music as a timer to work out, and that's why they did it. It's not an accident. Okay. It's 100% not an accident. I just experienced it yesterday. But what was interesting about it is right at that moment, someone dumped a whole bunch of stuff on the first floor, and I heard it from the basement. Right. I think actually that might have happened first, and then this song went to ear time. At first, I thought that the criminals actually muted it. That's what I thought was going on at first. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I said I wanted to go 20 minutes. So clearly I have to stop what I'm doing to find out what the fuck's going on. Like it makes me think that my time is up because the song's done. Yeah, because when I hear that noise, I don't stop. I'm like, I tell her on the way down that I'm going downstairs to do my jog walks. I'm not dumb. So then there's a thing, I just ignore it. There's another person in the house that's our caretaker. So I just ignore it. I don't care what dumped all over the place. My hand to God. Right. So I'm doing my jog walks, and then all of a sudden I don't hear music. So I'm like, okay, the song is done. And then I'm like, that's the end of my time. That's my 20 minutes, right? So just the action of me going like this, I see that it's not even, there's still 2 minutes left to my 20 minutes. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Yeah, so at first I actually thought that they did it on purpose. But it's clearly done on purpose, but not just yesterday. Because I think I was listening to the song again today. So just know that if you see it on YouTube, I doubt anybody can actually see or hear me. 857-346-9591. So this well, I don't know when I already blocked the phone number. It's 3110. I mean 310 like California. I already blocked the number. I was wondering if I hadn't blocked the California cell phone number yet. Okay. Just Al says the kids are alive. Okay, so block. That's all it does. Okay, so I don't need that going to my phone. I can block people myself. That's what I'm saying. But clearly, those are the criminals doing this. I felt that they were using Note 1 to do it, but I mean the military. That's kind of a red herring, too. Like, that's obviously bullshit. Clearly, the military can still get into this laptop. Even if somebody was doing that, the military could see them. And right, you go like this, you go, why would the military be doing that? Let's see. Mar-a-Lago, a Facebook page that I'm not on since June of 2022. Emmanuel Macron, King Solomon, 2 5 star, Prince of the Nail, Eye of Horse, 45. Why would the military be doing that? So that's why I said that's a pretty strong level of delusion. One of the other things it created was that it could keep me in isolation. And then I write scripts like a mystery novel where I guess things about people. I guess so. I guess I'm just getting that it's at this point, it's more about spirituality because these folks clearly, I don't believe in any type of laws, like your world laws. So it's just counsel for the dying. Thank you. Since July, counsel for the dying, counsel for the dying, counsel for the dying. So, um, well, that would be sad if they were actually thinking that, like Ron DeSantis and what's her name, Nikki Haley. If they just went, I'm gonna now Exodus 20, and like all that business from 2011 is called getting you folks to serve God's purpose. Okay, not it's true. I'm helping you. Okay. You were told one action, so because you cannot do it, that's your answer. There's not a need for you people to stop doing that. You don't do anything else. Other than, I don't know if you're being told to do things by the military, which makes sense to me, because all they're doing is trying to irritate me. That's why. Like, they're at the end of their lives, all these old people, and that's all they do. I went into it at the beginning of the live stream. So, for whatever reason, people won't do something about them. So, I'm waiting for God to do it. So, clearly, these people are not doing jog walks or anything. And yeah, it matters because it's anything to mess up anything I'm doing. I don't know if these people vacillate into a fantasy that I'm depressed. I can't keep up with my routine. It's possible they began getting fantasies about that last year because my arm from the nuclear. Yeah, it's possible that they started thinking that, especially after yesterday when I did my walk that fast. Okay. I think they may have developed fantasies that I'm about to die and I'm depressed and I can't do anything because they're getting more and more ill. I've seen that happen to old people do it. It's quite sad. So it's going to be a long. They worry about that. I'm not saying I'm doing it, but they worry about that too. It's going to be a long time before I'm undesirable to males here. A very long time. It's just the nature of me and meals. It's like, what do you call it? Nature. Most of them are people I don't want to go out with, right? But it's nature that because I'm the choice female, they don't recognize me as a different species per se. A lot of them, yeah. So it's worse when you get older because then they think that they have a chance because they're not allowed to breed. So once you're past breeding, then they get to go out with you. So you actually, it's quite easy for me to get younger boyfriends. If I wanted to go out with the other species, I could have a pack of boyfriends. I just don't do that. I wouldn't want to do that, but I could. It's the nature of nature. I just choose not to do it. I'm not Karen Corbett. I don't know if she's doing it anymore, but that was the presentation to me in 2020. And then in 2021, she reported it to me that she was still doing it. She was collecting meals and she was like bragging about it that she had all these meals. I have no interest in doing that, and that Lupus Mary person was trying to do it too. That's probably what Colleen is doing. It's really gross, but some meals, if a person has an open hooch, or it seems like a mama, they'll all lie in the bed with her, like Karen explained. Nate, Brian, her husband. It gets really gross. Yes. Like an animal, a pack of animals. So I would guess she's got more than the three males there. She's probably got a bunch of males. So yeah, it's really gross. Probably some of them, as their brain disease progresses, and the drug use and stuff, which makes them even more sort of gross earlier on in the brain disease. This business about they're doing threesomes, they're going to be in three-person relationships. That's the beginning of it, I'm sure, and then it progresses from there. Like how Joanne would have like two or three boyfriends that she was having sex with. Yeah, it starts out like that. And then it's just basically she's a dominant male gorilla with a bunch of females. It's I can't make this shit up. I just observed it with my own eyes. You go, how are you walking around and talking still? Okay. That is like end stage dementia right there. 9:26, I guess at 10. Stop my. Gonna have to wear different sneakers because of the rain. I need to check the temperature. I guess not. Yeah, if it's raining, I don't know if I want to bring this bag if it's raining. I think I'll bring this one. If I wear this poncho, I guess I could probably keep the leggings. I don't want to just do leggings. I'd have to put sweatpants on over them. We'll see if it's raining when it's time for me to go. I did say that. Okay, but this is the problem. People from that phone number were doing that before I said that, and it's always insults. Yeah. Why couldn't a person just text and say, "We can see your live stream"? Is that it? Okay, so right, and you go, it's seriously just people in California? Is that the same? Well, I'll find out if it's the same phone number because I just blocked one of them, and one of them was like seven something was one of the exchanges I blocked. I don't know what I did. I don't bother doing that anymore because I'm pretty convinced it's the military doing it. I know because you go, why would only those two text messages come through? That's possible too, but we're gonna put a stop to it right now because they're abusive. Well, you would know that. Anybody, if you could see this and you text me, I'm not getting it. Okay, you would know that. If you text me and you just go, I can see you or something, they're not even letting it get to my telephone. I don't think that matters, but I can play that game again too. It has some sort of a thing. This is how I got to it. Because it's obviously the military. There's no way one person's doing that. Okay, so each one of them might have different thought ideas. Okay, it believes now that I make reality. That's what it believes because of maybe the mimicry or whatever. Okay, so if it can make me believe that I'm in a psychosis, that changes reality. It actually believes that. It was saying the things that it's saying. That's why it keeps saying I'm in a psychosis. At first, it sounds like it's insulting me, which it is. but it has made up a doctrine for itself now to try to explain Almighty God and what's going on. It's made up a doctrine now that I make reality, not I'm a prophet. I make reality. And that's what's going on. And that's why it kept trying to block me. Oh, yeah. And then it would stop believing that other people could see me and it would stop blocking me anyway, like it just did on Twitter. That profusely insane. That profusely insane. Like they're in a thing where they were going to do population control anyway. They forgot what they were doing in 2011, 12, and 13. I'm convinced of it. It was at 2013, after Operation Pillow Cloud and after the Pope quit, that they still did not stop doing this with me, that God put them in a delusion to kill themselves off. So they forgot what they were doing. It's part of the delusion. Not I'm in a psychosis. Okay? So that's why I said when God is ready, he will have them realize that and they will finally end their own lives. So this stops for me. It doesn't stop the Passover. It just stops them keeping me a hostage. Okay, at least that has nothing to do with me getting an income or housing, but yet it does. Because the second that people are back on the internet and they realize what the fuck is going on, they can't pretend they don't know what's going on, and God will make them give me a means to live. It's just the nature of all of it. Like they're all in an agreement, social distance, because they're monkeys, and I'm white-faced monkey at the melon because I'm not a monkey, but they think I am because of mimicry. So they're socially distancing me, which benefits me to get them the fuck away from me. Not they're going to impregnate me. I already went through all that. Get it? I'm white-face, non-monkey, but they think I'm a monkey. So they're socially distancing me because there's something wrong with me genetically because I'm a fucking human being, not a monkey. Okay? It's exactly what it is. To keep them the fuck away from me. It has to happen when I'm not actually in a house with a neutered fucking male and they don't even know about me. It has to happen because I'm the choice female. So as much as it sucks, no one else is supposed to be doing that, by the way. God does it to them so that they will stay the fuck away from me. Because it'd be nonstop like the corner in the food pantry. It'd be nonstop. And sort of like it was in Quincy. That's why those people are at the end of their life course, in my opinion, because they're too dangerous now. So God is to kill them, and it's an explanation, maybe for their families. Probably lung cancer. They probably already have it when they're that sick. All of those meals out there that were attacking me and Brian, lung cancer, okay, especially out there, but the corner one, the dude over there at the food pantry, lung cancer. Okay, so anyways, there's no symptoms until they are about to die. They're not being screened for it, and there's no doctors, there's no treatment anyway. So anyways, I don't know what that sticker is, but it's time to come off. Right. They don't understand what a prophet is. They don't believe in any of that. It's a different species. They don't believe in a prophet. There's some trick to it. And it becomes annoying. Like they begin to believe that I'm a leader and people are taking my orders and shit. And they flip out and they think if they can stop people from viewing me, that then they can be in charge. That should make sense. Sign this. I'm not signing that. You don't even know what you're saying, by the way. You're not getting my signature on that to build houses. Remember that? Yeah. Just the whole word itself is kind of interesting, isn't it? Talk about mind blowing. That what we have, yeah, a sign. You mean a plus sign? Yeah, I'm not signing that. No. Anyways, they believe they're just doing population control, and they probably believe they're going to reincarnate. Okay, so yeah, then they believe that it's just reincarnation, and I'm a prophet, and I wrote the Bible, but they never will get it that it's Almighty God, even with the prophecy, because I'm a prophet. I'm a prophet, not there's a higher power with morality. Some of the stuff that Candy was talking, like, yeah. So yeah, everybody cycles, and she's a prophet, so she wrote this book, and she just wants everybody to do her thought idea, and da 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 da. How do you explain? Yeah, that came up yesterday. So even even the exact date given prophecy, that's why they were asked those questions. Okay, did you? Because they forgot. God put them in a delusion. Did you make up Operation Pillow Cloud? Okay, so someone like Benjamin Netanyahu would say, yes, we made that up. Okay, why? And then they'd probably say, well, we thought we were going to get the people to stop using fuel. Really? No, I think you already had the thermonuclear weapons agreement, dude. So that's not what you were doing? That might have been what the lower military people thought that didn't know about your plan to kill everyone to control the population, and then you start it all up again. They maybe didn't know that. You have to make your way up the ranks of the military being a complete fucking nutter that has that thought idea, and then you get part of the secret. But that's not what you were doing. Okay. So it's just part of the fun of it to use me and murder my children and keep me captive and watch people trying to attack me and shit because you're not a prophet and you envy me, and right? That's all part of the fun of it. God sent delusion. I would say that you people haven't even cycled. Remember when that dude was told he was Hitler? He probably believed it. Not you folks cycle. I think your Pope told you 600 years. Okay, so Nazi Germany was not 600 years ago. I explained everybody's reality, even mine, is based on right now. We have no way of knowing in terms of a previous if that's even true. We have no way of knowing that. We have no way of knowing if we actually did a previous, or if we did, if we ever remembered them before 2011 and 12, where it says right in God's book, the books are open. Okay? No, you don't. You don't know that. You're right here, right now. You're not in 1920. You're not in 1800. You're here right now. I do. I don't have to because I'm a human being and it wouldn't even matter. And that's probably why, since this began, I don't think I ever asked him. I don't think I ever asked him since this began. And that's probably all you folks do, right? Okay. I actually didn't ask that. I never was like, oh, if that's true, who was I? Never do I do that. Sometimes I fight off things that I think he's doing, and then yeah, it's like that can't be possible. Like it's part of sort of like explaining to me, I think, what you guys are doing with the depersonalization. But I'm a human being, so I know that's an incorrect thing. I don't even think it's my thought. I think that he presents it, and I reject it because it's untrue. It can't be true. Whereas you guys don't have that because you're a different species. You can't be quote unquote on a walkabout. You can't be. Even when I explain it to you and I tell you there's a book, you don't reference the book, or everything you read is interpreted through a primate psyche and your own personal desires that can't make sense. So you have to add all this stuff that's clearly not in the book. It's a basic truth that a human being knows and a primate doesn't know, obviously. Just Janis Joplin here, Janis Joplin there, Janis Joplin everywhere, Brian Buchanan. Okay, that can't be true. But apparently in your species, it is. But I got to tell you this, I don't think Janis Joplin's your species. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I don't think she's your species. Okay, so she might want me to just inform you guys of that. I don't know if she's been listening to some of this stuff online. Like Josh Brolin, he was talking about it. Now you never see him. Remember him and James Brolin were on Instagram, and then Josh Brolin was live streaming. We hope it was Josh Brolin and not a deranged military member with the face morphing. We hope. He was talking about it too. And driving, going, because they're doing it on purpose to kill the other species. About no one's an individual. So that's clearly God talking. That's God talking to him as he's talking. Explaining to him about the difference between human beings and primates. Yeah, because whoa, you just go, whoa, on earth, what the? You either accept that thought or you reject it. And then so you're either going to be a primate or a human being. You either go, that is insane, right? Like you automatically correct yourself whenever it comes up. You go, oh no, that can't be possible because I'm already here. You already told me this was a previous, so I can't be this and that. But they don't do that. And it's like becomes freaky weird. They become everybody and everyone is them. Just like monkeys in a wherever they live, jungle, forest, just like monkeys in a jungle. So if you were wondering about the wars, some of the primatologists, that's what I would say that I'm getting. Yeah, I mean, it would be better to talk to a bunch of primatologists because they understand what that means and other people don't. And I'm tired of listening to it. I'm tired of having to read it and all of it. But I do my own blocking. Never in a day is there an excuse for this. Just reiterating that. But when I'm talking, a criminal keeps interpreting it and typing to me. Somebody could say something bad. You're murderously insane. You're murderously insane. I'm an adult woman. I just go bloop and then they can't type to me. Murderously insane. So, anyways, you either embrace that thought or you go, yeah, that can't make any sense because you're not a primate. To me, it's a false doctrine, but I don't determine everybody's species. To me, it's like insane, but to primates, apparently that's what it is. That's why they go to war and tear each other's necks off and stuff because they're all the same person. And who cares, anyways? And then you just go into another womb and rebirth. Right? Like it's bad to think you're an individual. They don't do that. Nobody's an individual. And it's like weird because apparently they think that's equality when it's obviously not equality, but they think it is. Just like your system, where you can work your way up to being the top ape. Right. But they think you do it through aggression, where you're Neanderthals. You're supposed to do it through work and innovation. Right. You're not supposed to do it through aggression. That's a sign of severe brain loss as Neanderthals. You're not supposed to be monkeys and apes in a jungle. You're supposed to be Neanderthals. Okay. It's like you're a, what do they call it? Whatever the word is that you're supposed to use. Primates, and then you're a primate, but you're not a literal monkey. Some of you, your thoughts are literally that because your brains are sick. I know you just go, it's not a thought. I think Barbara Streisand gets it. It's not a thought idea. It's really not. It's a sign of brain disease. Okay, it's just the liberalism and Neanderthals don't do that, folks. Okay. Neanderthals pretend to be human beings to the best of their ability. That's a Neanderthal. And there's always the hope they'll evolve into an actual human being. That's your entire species. You're not supposed to be embracing turning into a literal animal in a jungle. So, yeah, it's bothersome. Right. Sports, innovation, like coming up with new technologies, providing services to people like clean running water, electricity, um, being service workers, okay, physical fitness, like the athletics, entertainment. That's how you work your way up as a Neanderthal, not brute aggression and stuff and just being mentally retarded and aggressive. That's not those, that's animals in a jungle, not Neanderthals. So I would think that Neanderthals are really supposed to believe that there's individual people, that people have a soul and they're individuals. It's all a teaching for a species that has a primate psyche and a brain binder because of forced breeding. You're happier in that state. That's why you have Christianity. Because I'm pretty sure in Christianity, you have a soul and you go to heaven and you get reunited with dead family members and stuff. Not you become one essence. One love. Eh. Yeah. Let's get together and feel alive. Yeah, that is gross. That is brain death. That's why you guys couple up and have families, right? You cuddle with one person in a bed that's your spouse. Okay? You get a girlfriend, you get a boyfriend, you get married, you have a spouse. Maybe if you don't, you get pets. Okay? Not you have five dudes in your bed and then your son and your daughter have to show up and go, what the fuck is going on? No, you've got to get out of here. No, we live here because that's probably what happened. I don't want to be mean, but it makes sense to me after I was gone for that amount of time. Yeah, they probably had to literally move into her room because of what she reported to me was going on. She literally admitted it to me. The son and the daughter may not have been living in the room with her at the time. They literally had to move in to stop it from going on. Right. So that's someone who told me something and I made it up. She said she had five dudes in a bed with her in her room, sleeping in her bed with her. So I know just do. What is going on? I mean, that's good about the internet. Do. What? And then lo and behold, here comes Cassidy and Michael to move into the room and get rid of the storage units. Is that not what was going on? Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. She should have never forced me away from Quincy to just go. It, well, I wouldn't say that. If she had me living in the room with her, she could have potentially had me raped, just like Mound Beach. Yeah, just because I'm not her children. She's gonna listen to them. She's not gonna listen to me. She's gonna be too sort of like aggressive with me. And just here comes a pile of dudes. Okay, well I guess I'm sleeping outside because I'm not sleeping in a room with a pile of dudes. Especially the types of dudes that she hangs around with. They're all sex offenders. It's just the nature of her personality. I met a bunch of them in 2020, so I know. That's probably why he showed up on a beach because they were both there. In 2020, she told me the daughter was there with her boyfriend, and I could have sworn she said that her son was there with his girlfriend. Okay, so when I got invited down there, the daughter was already gone, and her son was there by himself. Right, so It's probably just that they probably showed up there when they found out she was outside or something. Yeah, just what is going on here? Okay. He was probably like, oh, thank God, here comes another person. Probably. He's probably just like, oh, he might have been like, oh God, she invited another person down here. And then when he realized I don't even use, he was probably relieved. He said, I just got out of detox. Maybe he had to leave a detox because of it. I didn't think about that aspect of it either. Right. He's just, yeah. So, because him and that other dude, Sean, with the dog, that's probably why they were there. So, anyway, even Patrick showed up. Lupus Mary. It probably got, I think it got rid of most of those dudes. Even Paul with the bike was probably there because of that reason. Like, just, um, a chick on the beach camping like that. Yeah. I saw it with my own eyes. Like, what is this? Okay, you're some sort of age. She says it's a friend of hers. Anyways, you need some new friends. Yep. Uh, it's like this. I've had a bunch of male friends before. Yeah, they're not doing that. They're also not encasing me in some sort of whacked out internet prison and then trying to change reality by abusing me and telling me constantly that I'm mentally ill and in a psychosis. That's pretty much all it says in the past, what, 8 months? I'd say in the past 8 months, that's all it says. Those are probably buzzwords to get a reaction out of me or something, but in terms of like previous doctrines it made up for itself, even the venting stuff, God went over that a couple of years ago. Um, some of the stuff, the verbiage coming out of Quincy about, they were saying that I'll lose all my friends and deleting friends off my page who's had childhood and stuff. It's some sort of weird, in them telling everybody they're gonna get a vulture, like I come out there and pick their brains. You just go, how are you reasoning all of those thoughts? You're psychopaths. That's how you're reasoning all those thoughts. You go, all of that would have just seemed sort of misled, but for the fact that you have a hatred for me and you won't stop attacking me and abusing me and you won't give me housing. So that's how you're reasoning it all, because you're psychopaths. You're vassal. I don't like to use the word sadism, no, but for lack of another terminology, you're vacillating into sadistically insane. But I really prefer to use sadistically insane for people like Joel, as he explained, and it has to do with constant teaching. Maybe we could use that. Then it's kind of the same thing, I guess. You'd have to determine that he's actually a psychopath. They're psychopaths that don't want to register what they're doing. They don't want to register that they're psychopaths. So if you're a psychopath that intentionally goes, I'm going to activate your mass health and stuff, you're not doing that, right? These people have gotten to another level of crazy beyond your crazy. If you're listening to uh, don't fuck with me, right? And you're going to activate mass health. And that's like basic psychopathy. But these people don't do that. Nope. They're like Kaz. They're a nun, but then they're going to do all this fucked up shit to you. So they've reached a level of crazy you haven't reached. If that makes you feel any better. they're psychopaths, but they don't even register that. They're doing something else. Like Joel Steinberg said, he was being a father. He was teaching her things by beating her to death. He literally beat her to death. I would say some of his brain was crazy because if he thought she wasn't supposed to get up and walk around, and if he had major clinical depression, then it's what I thought. That's why it's doing this with me in terms of what I think about it. Right, because to me, a sadist has major clinical depression, and then they become sadistic to try to get an elation. Um, so I guess it would make sense that they're psychopathic, but also you have some people that have continuous negative running thoughts about themselves, right, to the point where they can't. It gets so the depression gets so bad they have to stop projecting it out at others like a psychopath would. So that's what I would call sadistically insane, like that Mike guy said he has. Well, some people would debate if they're actually psychopaths, or they have some kind of a brain disease that's causing that, like clearly untreated depression. But if they have some kind of a brain disease that's causing that level of overthinking, like there's too much stuff going on uh, that they're thinking about, and it's always negative and oppressive. So they need medication to slow down their thoughts. Even though they're depressed, they need depressants to slow down their thoughts. They definitely don't need stimulants because then they go completely bonkers, like you've seen with some of them. They need calming medication. It could be some people that got hooked on the stimulants because they know they're like this most of the time, or they're in a psychopathic like mission to get rid of some of that, almost like a bulimic. You're trying to get rid of it. They don't need those stimulants. They may have thought it was helping them because they can get out of bed and be active, but they're just bleh, and it eats the brain matter from over firing all the neurons. It's electric impulses, so it causes so much fury in the brain it cooks the brain matter. Every time you go, how is it cooking the brain matter? It's electrical impulses in your head. So you're causing electricity to cook your brain. And you go, "Bleh," because you're getting energy. Okay. You don't actually need energy. You need to slow down those thoughts, not increase them. Okay. Like you increase them to the point you're in a madness. If you would attempt to do some sort of walking, I explained, it helps slow down your thoughts. People like Candy. There's no way you can be tired. I mean, I don't know what goes on with her now, but it's like there's no possible way you can be tired. There's no possible way you can be tired. Okay. So, especially if you just had an exam and the doctor doesn't find anything wrong with you, there's no possible way you can be tired. Okay. Um, like the walking helps release stuff from your liver that gives you energy, and it helps slow down your thoughts. Some people don't like it because it puts you into actual thought. It's not just massive over impulses in your head. And it's not intoxication. It's like it puts you into actual thought, not you need Adderall to do that. You need to like step forward continuously. At least 30 minutes of that. It takes about 20 minutes for your liver to begin releasing that stuff out of your liver, from what I can tell. And believe me, that's being completely depleted because I've done it. I was doing it when I was walking to the food pantry just every Saturday. it feels like you have a bubble in here because that's called glycogen depletion. But it's in the liver. I should say it's not in your body because of the low carb diet. It's not in my body, but it's in my liver. Right? It's not that I'm not anorexic. I have storage in my liver. And I don't want to get, I don't even, if you, yeah, I don't even think you can do it. But if I don't move, then my body would start eating away my muscles. And those folks know it. That's how sinister and insane people are. When they try to mess up your diet and mess up your workout routine and force you to lay and sit down, they're trying to kill you. They're just grotesquely insane. That would cause me to lose all my muscle mass. And then my liver would be this big and I'd have sticks for arms and legs. Okay? They're grossly insane. There's no excuse for any of it but that. That's why words and phrases mean nothing. So, anyways, I have to use my muscles so that my body takes the energy out of my liver. That's just my reality of life. Not you keep going, you need salt or you need a carbohydrate. I just ate a pile of carbohydrates last night. All of that food is carbohydrates. Some people might have went, you've got to stop it with the salads because it's too much carbs. And water, by the way. A lot of water and lettuce and stuff. Cucumbers. So anyways, I actually didn't drink that much water yesterday. But sometimes it vacillates like that. But yeah, I mean, if you try to force kidney patients to eat salads and stuff and salt, you're clearly trying to kill them. And we all know the symptoms of salt depletion. Okay, so, and I had 4 olives in my salad and mayonnaise. That's enough salt. Okay, so anyways, it stops my body from eating away all of my muscles. You might want to look some of this business up because you're completely ignorant and you're murderously insane and you're not fooling anybody. It's all been explained by doctors. So that's for people that have polycystic liver disease. Some people are saying it's the kidneys too. I'm just more aware of the liver because of my predicament where I have a massive liver. I'm pretty sure I have huge kidneys, but I have a massive liver. So I'm actually more aware of the liver. Because I don't know, that would be bizarro if your kidneys were trying to store glycogen, but they might be. So anyways, they can't actually keep growing. They get bigger because the cysts are bigger. The liver actually keeps growing to try to function. So that's spooky, scary, what you folks trying to do to me. I mean, you're not staying on planet Earth when you're that depraved. That's not even just going up and killing a person. You're trying to make my liver go from my pelvis to my throat and suffocate me to death. You're that deranged. So there's no way that you can, anything else that you say is nonsense. Including trying to affix stress to people where they're screaming and you know they have hypertension. Okay? So just sort of like face the facts about yourselves. Anyway, I explained to you after about a couple of weeks ago, I think it was the day it was like 67 degrees, wasn't it January? Don't bring me down, Bruce. You're clearly being nuked. So it's just a matter of time. In a matter of time, I could get lung cancer and die, and then I clearly go to heaven. I'm the Virgin Mother. I completely comply to the Holy Bible, taxonomy for a species, or you die, and then I have some level of freedom until I die and go to heaven. And you won't exist there. You're not going to exist on planet Earth, that I'm sure of. So I'm sure if that Aaron Carter person knew that, if he was here now, he would tell you the same thing. You wouldn't even get him yelling like that. And clearly he had some kind of an issue where he was like in a dying process and he was exhausted. Right. And he had clearly his psychology was different than mine, where he actually did that thing where he thought he was getting energy or something, or you were doing it to him. Right. And you just like you're that wicked, scary, spooky, deranged military people. And you think that if you cause suffering, it gives people energy and not you're murdering them. Right. So um, he may have been exhausted. And that's why he was like talking in that process. Because when you get wicked glycogen depletion, sometimes it's like that when you're tired. Yeah. Every day on the way to the food pantry, man, just because it's early in the morning and my body's not used to doing it then. I have a whole regime. So when I was walking at 8 o'clock in the morning, it may have actually been good for me. But it was like, it's like, and it's different than the lisinopril thing, which is not good for you. But that's what happens when you are on a low carb diet. And then it takes about 20 minutes and then you're fine. So the thing with the jog walks, like sometimes I'm wicked depleted, or it has something to do with the nuclear, or it's a combination of the two. But not I'm yelling at people. It's just like that silent screaming, like you can feel it in all your muscles, and then it goes away. I'll do that for like I don't do it a couple times in about 2 or 3 minutes, and then my liver finally complies, and then I'm fine. If you want energy, you got to take it from the liver. There's clearly plenty of energy in there for the taking. Right. It's a certain time of the day I eat, and I don't eat in the morning. So, whatever that is, okay. Went through this in the beginning when I had to reduce the thing down, right? Because I was getting chest pains because it starts to press on your cardiac sac. So when you inform people that your liver was that big and they still keep doing this to you, you're not going to heaven. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you've got to create some seriously effed up doctrines at that point. So it's good for people that are not deranged to hear about me. And you keep trying to hide me from them so they don't know that. And they go, oh my God, there's no way. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? This is a virgin mother, 2 5-star, Prince of the Nail. Like, what the fuck? And you're still doing that? Whoa, okay, you're just gonna fucking die. There's no forgiveness for that. That's what else could happen in life? How would you be fucking forgiven? Just accept that you're gonna transition into another form. That is, yeah, not something for them to be scared of. And that's the whole, in a sense, unfortunate nature of me because I have to tell the truth. I have to be honest. It's just not within me to lie. It's a prophet doesn't run her own show. God wouldn't let me do it. There's nothing for them to actually be afraid of. So they're going to be annoying like that until they actually die because they know they're doing something. They know there's a God. They're going to transition. They don't care about anything and they don't have to pretend that they care. So to some degree, yeah, it gets worse before it gets better. She's definitely mellowed down. Like it seems like she sort of like doesn't really have that within her anymore. But she went through a whole phase of that. Yeah, just he's got to burn enough of you things brains out that you stop doing that. But clearly, haven't stopped doing it yet. More brain loss. Yep, definitely more brain loss. Shutting off of Twitter, weird text messages that are insulting. Okay, so definitely going to have more brain loss. I feel a little bit kind of depleted today, but obviously I was out walking yesterday too. And I noticed when I came back, I had a little bit of like scratchiness, and I didn't know Like allergies, it's possible it's allergies because of the time of the year. Um, and then I think there was like I had a little bit of runny nose and stuff. It's probably allergies because I was like, am I having? Did I get more exposure to fallout? It's possible. I washed my face and I washed up, but I didn't shower. I didn't decontaminate. I think it would be way overthinking end of life dementia, right? To go, um, is this about listening to music and typing in the morning? About the standing program? Or is this about in the afternoon when I'm chilling out and doing what I like to do? I think that's overthinking end of life dementia at this point. I honestly just think that these creatures, the only thing they do in life is block people, right? It's just waiting for them to die and then all the people around them that are still allowing them to be doing that, clearly you're going to die too. And I know you probably know that you're going to die, and that's why you don't care. You don't stop them from doing it because you yourselves don't care, right? It's just clearly just that. Anyways, If it can't, that's overthinking it too, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's overthinking it too. That if they can't abuse me in Twitter, that's why they shut it off. I think it's overthinking. It's just completely wildly deranged dementia where they just keep going. They put Twitter back on the market just to be able to shut people off. Like they're smoking meth and then it's hey, and they're listening to ACDC and they're doing a military operation and what that like a video game. And there you go, bang down, and there you go, bang down. It may have been in the past where then they watch you flip out on a different platform because that's probably what they were doing to Aaron Carter and others. Every time they did it, and then they're on Instagram Live, and then that's a show that they watch. I think it's overthinking to believe that that's what's going on with me currently. I understand that way of thinking, I think in the past, but it's a progressive brain disease that doesn't make any sense, right? Because if you're able to text me insults and you can type insults in a chat, okay? Because they have the ability to make as many YouTube monikers as they want, just like they were doing to people on Facebook to clog up their friend requests. So it wouldn't matter how many times I blocked them, they would make another one. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I understand that way of thinking, but they're way progressed past that now. Like they do it and they do something they don't even want to do. They shoot their own foot off. That's why they allowed me to open up another Twitter account on that laptop. Oh, it's right here. That's why they allowed me to do it. Just so they can block me on it. They're addicted to the blocking and stuff, like they're playing Tetris and getting high. So when people are bound to wheelchairs, they're 87. Their dick was removed because God gave them cancer because they're so disgusting. That's all they do. That is all they do. Like, say that you had money and you just continuously paid whores. God makes your dick get removed for cancer. Then what are you going to do? They don't even, it gets to the point, I'm sure they don't even enjoy whores anymore. That's what I'm saying. These are like piles of disgusting flesh. They're not even like regular. Yeah, just. Wasn't there a bunch of them that were on TV before? They don't have legs. They don't have penises. Remember all that? That's our fault. Anyways. Yeah, just. Usually in the morning, I'll be using the Twitter for a while. And then, I don't know, did it start thinking that people could see me on Twitter? Okay. Yeah, just wickedly sick. I have no idea. I haven't looked at the fake news today, but um, it won't let me into the original Facebook. It did it. I didn't change a password. Like, it did it. It's insane. So I'm waiting for it to die. Nothing else going on. It's taking a long time, but I mean, I've already been doing this for 13 years, but since the summertime is when God said it's counsel for the dying. So that means it's going to die. Okay. Like, even if it's a group of them, and I felt that they were going to get to the point where they finally just blew their own heads off because nothing they're doing makes any sense anymore. And that really reduces their effect on others. So it's counsel for the dying, just like from July. And I don't have to continuously be doing that. Okay. I really don't. I know it's just, I have my routine that I do. So Uh, I don't think anyone wants it to get to the point where all I do is write on a piece of paper, because then you can't see or hear anything I'm doing. I really don't think you want that, because I just don't believe that you do. It doesn't make any sense to your behaviors. So I would guess there'd be a lot of rage when you realize again what you just did that doesn't make any sense. But apparently, at least it's only for 12 hours, which means it's probably a day. So it's just part of dementia. She did it too. And then they flip out because they have urges they can't control. It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to figure out right now if I should put my sneakers on. I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, am I gonna wear these socks? I guess so. Why not? But I gotta do these black sneakers because it's raining. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to wait because there's a little bit of dirt. Because I wore these day before yesterday. Did I? No, I must have wore them yesterday too. No, did I wear the other sneakers yesterday? I risked those getting wet. I gotta wear those today. Most of us have no ability to buy sneakers. I got those at Savers, and the other one someone mailed me. It was one of the internet jailers did it, or that was the other channel, and it was over the summer. So it's possible that this, when it converted to this, that nobody can even see me at all now because this is a different channel. It's a progression of a brain disease. Obviously, it's criminally deranged, but they're being killed off by God. That's why they have brain disease. Probably the second they started doing this NSA program at all, once they did the Patriot Act, God began killing them. He can't kill them in a swoop because they initiated the nuclear non-proliferation agreement that they wanted to do anyway. They thought they were doing something of their own mind. You got to understand, if you can't understand Almighty in the Passover, and beings that would have prevented that from happening, just like Operation Pillar Cloud. At first, in the sequestration, at first they had the ability to stop their extinction, but God didn't allow them to. And he uses their underlying psyche to trick them into killing themselves. Because if they don't do that, there'd be a whole world of problems for me and the other members of their species that are not survivalists, don't have firearms, they don't put themselves in a quote unquote safe zone, they don't surround themselves with tanks and military personnel. So they're not actually surviving a Holocaust. They all have brain disease. They're not surviving a Holocaust. They probably think they are, but they're not. You don't give me orders. Okay. You have dementia, and God is going to force you to kill yourselves. Just Facebook notifications I can't clear. I don't give a fuck about your state police. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay. I'm just giving you counsel for the dying because God is forcing you to kill yourselves because you will not stop doing this. Okay. You have conjured up something in your sick fucking heads that you have a right to do this when you don't. It's part of God forcing you to kill yourselves. So anyway, like I was saying, um, you only thought of this shit in your head about orchestrating a means to reduce your population by killing everybody with nuclear material because God allowed it because of the nature of your species, that you want to believe that you're controlling it when you're not. It's a brain plague that's killing off an entire species. It's the Passover. Not you invented the Passover. You didn't even invent nuclear weapons. That's God's given knowledge and technology so that you feel that you're controlling it when you're not. Okay? You're at a tree going like this. And you'll keep doing that until there's not going to be any more rain. And then God Almighty would tell you to put your fucking hand down. Not you're actually in charge or you're doing it. Okay? Shut off of Twitter, shut off of Facebook. Ding, 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 ding. That's all you're doing. Already half in the fucking grave, 3/4 in the grave, just waiting. You don't even have the common decency to blow your own fucking heads off. I don't know, unless they're saying, but they don't control the fucking phone. Yeah. They don't control the phone, right? Like the state police can see it. They don't control the phone. The military controls the fucking phone. Please, enough. It's not 2020, sir. It's the police doing it. The police don't control my fucking phone. Mother of fucking God Almighty. I know. I swear to God, you go. It's not just me. Anybody that still has a fucking brain in their head that isn't completely demented. There's no way on earth the state police, the local police, the fire department could be doing this and the military doesn't know it. Fucking Christ, God. Is there a hostage in Gaza in a hospital? And Mar-a-Lago and Emmanuel Macron, and we killed Osama bin Laden, but General Motors is alive. And maybe by Christmas, and got it? Oh yeah, fucking gone mentally. Did it to yourselves. Fucking did it to yourselves. I know you just go, clearly Almighty God forced you to do it to yourselves because we're waiting for you to do it to yourselves so that this fucking insanity ends. So when you're done pretending that you're in charge and you're killing everybody, please do kill yourselves. At that point, the people with the firearms and the badges will be able to go right to the Social Security office and right to the DTA office to inquire about why the fuck Mary Lagore still doesn't have a residential address, an income, or an active fucking SNAP food card. And then they can tell the fucking people with the handcuffs in the jail cells that they're not the government as they're standing in a federal fucking office. And housing. Okay? Because 100,000 people need to be handed a fucking fentanyl drink. since they're all going to die from fucking lung cancer. I already explained it. Okay. It's not that it's not the whole population, but since you're not out there, the second you step off a train, you start coughing because there's so much material in the air to kill them. They breathe it right in, and it's just a matter of time. Probably Plymouth too. I already told you. Went out there for a parade, started walking towards the coast, and couldn't even see. And then had the flu bug, all that. So, matter of time. Well, if it gives other people comfort and stuff, right? I'm not your species, so I try not to really like. I have to maintain myself to not fall into that. Okay. Because clearly, from the beginning, I explained to you that God was talking and He's real, and this is all we have to do, and it was all sugar and spice and nice, because that's me. That doesn't change. But I'm surrounded by vile animals that can't stay here. They can't exist in the kingdom of heaven. So Almighty God has put them in a grand delusion where they get to play war and mass murder and stuff. And unfortunately, I'm clearly subject to them still. Okay, so just an update on the Virgin Mother, full of grace and truth. So in the Word became flesh, not I'm sort of like a character. That's just me. So they won't be back either. Okay. Are you going to be forced to be in a kingdom with them? If you don't like them, then I would assume you're not. Yeah, I would assume you're not, because it is pretty shitty. Everybody that cared about the environment and tried to do other things to come to realize, because believe me, you can see how they're treating me. And it can't make sense that there wasn't some way for them to just simply help me from the second I started doing this. I mean, the Pope of the planet quit, and they're still running around, and they're going to test everybody. And they know that the whole population does whatever they say. They won't stop talking nonsense on a television. So clearly, they planned it all out. They thought, and whatever it was they thought was going to happen, it's just. You just die. So, anyways, Twitter account or not, that's just reality. So, if you're sort of going, oh my fucking God, like clearly, oh my fucking God, just you're going to go up to a microphone and still say that there's a hostage, but you're not going to say, what the fuck, the Virgin Mother, Mary Lagore, why didn't we fucking flight her the fuck off of this land piece before we started killing everyone? I explained it. That's why they're doing this. It's just God explained it to me in the last couple of months. I can't know those things either. God has protected me from realizing the truth of what the fuck these things are doing too, believe me. And you just go, oh my fucking God, okay. Yeah, so you guys had a plot plan, and then even with the Pope quitting and 2 5-star, you're still coming up with something. So in terms of atheism, you go, let me guess, you're basing your reality on Nazi Germany. Okay, you probably weren't even there. And so you're going to get rid of me after you announced to the whole fucking planet who I was. That did not happen in Nazi Germany, because we'd have it on a record. Okay. It's the opposite. You first announced that you had the Virgin fucking Mother here, and then all of a sudden you have a Trump. Okay. So you're going to murder me and no one knows you're murdering me? I think everyone knows you're murdering me. I think everyone knows it. Not no one knows. Like you've lost a lot of fucking brain matter. I think everyone knows. And then you just tell people I'm alive and well. And then everybody dies, believing everyone's alive and well, and we're all in the safe zone. And then we all rebirth and we forget what just happened. And who cares, anyways? Because we got to stop talking like that and we got to reunite and everybody's got to come back together. And who cares, anyways, that you killed us all and here we are. And she did the same thing. It's a progression of brain death in a different species that just cannot comprehend that God Almighty doesn't function like that. That is not why I was here. Uh, you're trying to eliminate the whole reason I'm here because you're in a delusion. It's to comfort this population and explain to them what the fuck is going on. It's not to have a personal relationship with fucking criminals. It's really not. Okay, and then they're in a private relationship, and as they're fucking killing me, they're gonna prevent anybody on this land piece from fucking helping me in any way, shape, or form for 13 years so far. Then they're gonna cover me up with dirt via they're gonna deny me a phone, act like this, act like that. Everything's a secret coded message. No, we are acknowledging, we are doing something Mar-a-Lago, but we're not. We don't know anything about this. Blah, blah, blah. And a complete derangement of the fucking mind where God forces you to self-terminate. Not you're my species. New. That is clearly a God-sent delusion for some seriously sick people. Here we are in heaven, da 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 da, and oh yeah, this is what happens is God makes the Virgin Mother the Ark of the Testimony. Okay, uh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, this is the height of fucking insanity. God Almighty makes her forget everything so that we can be reborn and everybody gets along with us. Whoa. I'm not a primate. Yeah, you really are not human beings. Just all of these doctrines are so fucking insane and based on grandiosity. Because there's got to be some way that that's not true when it's right in the book. You don't follow the commandments and you didn't give to the poor. 13 years of destitution. And then these piles of shit have actively prevented, they've purposely made me destitute. And that serves some sort of spiritual higher purpose as they prevent anybody from stopping the driving. They prevent anybody from closing down a fucking system, right? And then they refuse to give the Virgin Mother a means to live. And then they keep her in a fucking box for the sole purpose of abusing her and watching her reactions. And of course, Almighty God, especially since no one sees us and knows it's us, obviously, Almighty God just rebirths us. She doesn't know it's us. She didn't see us doing it. Someone please, a fucking video for these things. Is this you talking? Okay. Is this you saying the words Mar-a-Lago? Is this you saying the fucking words all kinds of witch hunts? Okay. Is your wife Casey DeSantis? Did she work with Al Gore at the fucking Golf Channel? Did you sign something to outlaw me to ever have a fucking means to live here? I don't think you're going to rebirth here. Are you a judge that denied a social security stipend so I would be removed from the champ system after already being approved for fucking housing? Is that a big fun that no one's going to know about? No one knows who the fuck's doing it? Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Are you low? Are you low, Hannes? La di do do, la da da. Fentanyl drinks or a fucking gun to the head. Do 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 do. 857-346-9591. So apparently someone is claiming they've spoken to Al Gore and the kids are fine, and that person needs a fentanyl drink or a fucking firearm to the head. Do 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 do. Someone obviously went okay, because clearly that's not Jennifer Vickery, because she hasn't shown up at Reedville train station and it's almighty. That is why those words were spoken before phone numbers were exchanged. Not the phone is blocked, and that's why Jen Vickery hasn't texted or called in 2 days. After supposedly contacting me on a Facebook page, just all of a sudden Jen Vickery shows up in fucking Zoe Woody. Fentanyl drink or a fucking gun to the head, like a firearm, not a fucking muscle. Wouldn't matter who the people are, but I already told you, there's no way in fuck that the US military can't access this fucking laptop to see exactly what's going on. Right? And clearly only they can do what they're doing to the telephone. Nope, nice try. I know, you just go, whoa, that's a lot of brain loss. I don't think you're doing mystery writing. Nope. I think you got severe, severe brain disease. Not you're doing mystery writing. I know, just whoa. Maybe it's someone made up a fake internet on the laptop, and it's note one, and then that's why, because they're not hearing you say your phone number. Mar-a-Lago, Emmanuel Macron, Outlaw Florida Alimony. Can't access a fucking laptop? Do 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 do. I know, because all powerful, except God forcing you to fucking kill yourselves. Because you can't control your own brains. You might be able to control a fucking internet. You might be able to control cell phones. You might be able to control a fucking printer, but you can't control your own fucking brain. And God put you in a delusion to fucking kill yourselves, because I'm utterly and completely helpless to you. I'm the Virgin Mother. I'm not an aggressive fucking animal. I don't climb the military ranks or amass fucking money. and take over all this technology to, in your head, do nothing but terrorize innocent fucking people like a mother and 6 minors. So obviously, a God in fucking heaven would do that. Yes. Would put any thought in your fucking heads to cause you to extinct yourselves. And clearly, this started quite a bit ago when you got the mind thought to inject everybody with fucking mercury. Okay? That's some seriously fucking deranged think thought going on that Almighty God put there to force you to fucking self terminate. Absolutely. Let's inject everyone but our children with fucking mercury and retroviruses, and then we'll all seem smart. Only a deranged animal with no human thought would actually go, yeah, yeah, let's do that. And not go, something is fucking wrong with me. I'm hearing voices or something where it's just, why the fuck would I want to inject everybody's kid with mercury? When I control government fucking policy, all I have to do is tell these people they're having one kid, or they get a tax for $5,000 a year they have to pay. Get it? Only God Almighty can force you to think such fucking insane shit that doesn't make any logical sense. Having no fucking logic in your brain matter. Ugh. Well, from my point of view, it had to go on for 13 years for me to have absolutely no caring about what's happening to you now. Get it? Because seriously, I mean, you didn't just throw me under the bus. You want to tear me the fuck apart, is like mentally. This shit that you're doing? Oh yeah. Feel bad for you. You can't scratch and fucking bite at me enough. Al says the kids are safe. Oh yeah, just that's not gonna make you not die. That doesn't put you in a womb. Oh yeah. Go ahead, go with that one. She doesn't actually mean that. If she knew it was us, she wouldn't say that. It's exactly what I just said. That's why they're trying to depersonalize and they think they're anonymous. You're anonymous? How did you outlaw Florida alimony? You're not 6 fucking minors that you murdered in Florida. They can't do that. What if she knew it was us? What fucking creature are you that I wouldn't mean that? There's no way on earth the 6 people I birthed outlawed Florida fucking alimony. That is wildly fucking insane. So I'm sure God must have made you think you're offspring of mine. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, just that is seriously whoa. Oh my God, remember that? Yeah, where's the other? I'll put it on that one. I'm gonna have to do my exercises. I got it. As long as I leave here by 1, but that shit is whoa, man. That is seriously fucking whoa right there. People like Blurda, she doesn't have to worry about anything because she's not a human being. She doesn't want to stay here anyway. Every time you start to get afraid, everybody's going to die. It's just, you don't have to be afraid of not coming back in this physical body. It's God. I explained it yesterday. That's why they don't have to be afraid of it either. So it's like he's going to have to force them to be so uncomfortable that they have to do this or boom. That's clearly because they don't care. Right. I don't want her to die because she pays the rent. right? And you can honestly have a little bit of compassion for her, I guess, but you go, these people, they're causing me to be kept like this. They're the people causing me to be kept like this. They're everything that they're doing. They could have just issued me an income and put it on a fucking snap card. They wouldn't even give me the fucking COVID money, a telephone. Oh yeah. No sympathy or whatever for these fucking beings. None. But people like Florida, you go, you're not my species. Don't let the binder, don't let the binder mess with you. Is it called whoa? Yeah. Don't let that binder mess with you. Just she went into the room because she thought it was the one that they kicked me out of. She's a nutter. She's a different species. And she's gotta have somebody. She has to have a boyfriend at all times. Like, I know, can you imagine? She tells me that she has a boyfriend, right? And then she goes, I gotta have someone. I mean, I just go, whoa. That shit is whoa. Not you running around, yeah, this is my girlfriend, or yeah, I got a boyfriend. Yeah. And photographs and da da da. Then I know just he at least played the role good at first. Right. Just excited that I'm his girlfriend and stuff. And you just go, I don't really want someone that's playing a role. But obviously, uh, I gotta have someone that is like, could you imagine staying with someone that you found out that that's what she told her friend that she hadn't seen in a while? Could you imagine staying with someone? I met the dude. We were friends in the shelter. I told him he needed to ask her to marry him, and I knew why he didn't want to do it because he knew she was going to say no. That's why he wouldn't do it. Oh yeah, just clearly they were already, when he was supposed to get a hotel or something for Christmas. I go, I think it's about time that you ask her to marry you. That's one of the ones that started out a non-friend of mine because he was a drunk. Yeah, I actually think he stopped drinking because of me. He was like rude and stuff, and oh yeah, he had because when he drank, he turned into an asshole. And we had a whole entire falling out at the shelter, and then I became a friend of his. Right, I had already known her, and it was just she had him calling her every morning to remind her to take her medication and stuff because she's a wacko like that. Right, just I know, just, "Oh, I feel like I might leave the hospital, I don't want to." Oh my god. Yeah, like, that's like a female, just like her. He probably told people that when I wasn't around. "Oh, yeah, I got a girlfriend, I figured I gotta have someone," or, "It's something to do." That'll it's keeping me from doing this, that, and the other, and you go, "Dude, that is." Yeah, just anyways. Yeah, so yeah, blah blah blah. His name's Dan. I gotta have someone. Oh my god. This poor fucking guy. Well, it's like this too. Diane wanted to go out with him. And at first, I was like scolding her about it. And I was like, because of Blurter, right? But then when I mentioned it to Dan, he goes, well, I do like older women. So you go, well, maybe you should fucking call her. I don't know what happened after I left there, but it was like, I think it's time that you ask this female to marry you. Okay. Because clearly there's another female that's willing to go out with you. And she has her own income too, and she drives. I don't know. The two of you maybe could get your own housing. At that point, I stopped interfering with it. Yeah. At that point, I went, oh, you would actually go out with her? Okay. Well, there you go. Find out if the other one's going to not marry you so you will stop doing that. Because obviously, That's horrible. That's terrible, terrible, terrible to be doing that to a person. Probably. I can't care about that. Absolutely cannot care about that. That dude? Oh, yeah. Just cannot care about that. He probably made up the whole entire thing. I can't be like this, no, but I mean, stuff that I've seen God doing, it wouldn't surprise me if he actually thought that he was going to go out with someone. And then after what happened with me, it ended up not even happening. Right. Like, I can't because I just don't think that's the nature of God. Yeah, you go, let two maggots, just like Lupus Mary and whoever the fuck she died with. Remember that? People tried to turn that into a romance. I forget who it was. Someone was actually doing that. They're that sick. Oh, yeah, I guess they died on top of each other and stuff. Did they? Right, they both overdosed or something. You just go, what the hell? I was only gone for how long was I gone that time? A year? Yeah, I was gone for a year, March to March. And you go, I'm gone from March to March, and that's a romance that this chick is with yet another dude and they both overdose on top of each other? That's disgusting. Yeah, but so I can't be like that. No, like if you're like, you just go, okay, I guess enjoy using until you both die because you're not human beings. There's not a point for you to try to hang around with me like you're going to rebirth. You're not going to rebirth by insulting me, abusing me, pretending you like me, sexually assaulting me. Yeah, if you hooked up with some disgusting fucking drug addict and that's what you people are going to do so you die, then fucking get away from me. For real. That is fucking gross. Yeah. But I mean, you would think if it was a Tales for Crypt episode that he would fuck up and leave a hospital believing that that's what he was doing. There wasn't even, whatever that was, isn't even true. Like some person that knows me fucked with them or something. Right. Like acted like she was going to go out with him just to see what he would do. And then went, yeah, I'm not going out with you. No, no, no. Right, he'd probably be just like, huh? I'm not actually going out with you. No, like it's amazing that you would actually think I'd go out with you. No, I'm not actually going out with you. I'm a friend of Mary's. Yeah, I'm a lying fucking bitch. Yep. I'm a friend of Mary's. So I wanted to find out if you're a fucking scumbag. And of course you are. That's all that just happened. Bye. Goodbye. I don't have any actual drugs for you. Like it's probably a person who doesn't even have drugs, but just to see if the person would immediately leave a hospital to go hang out with them. Oh yeah, just nah, I'm not actually going out with you. No, I just said that to see if you would do it. And now you're fucked because obviously you did it. And you know you have no way to explain that to Mary, so just stay the fuck away from her. He seems that grandiose, yeah. I don't know. Probably could have had some 25-year-old. Maybe Mia did it. Or Cassidy. Somebody doesn't know. Right. Just, oh, how would they know he was at a hospital, though, to do it? All you got to do is break up with Mary. Yeah. All you got to do is get rid of her. And then I would hope the person would tell him that. I'm kind of thinking that God wouldn't do something like that, though, because they're all being kept calm. It's kind of mean, I guess, but it's not like he wouldn't find another person after finally stop fucking with me. He was told several times to stop, to stay away from me, to stop, to not fuck with me. I saw people saying it to him when I was with him, and he told me. So he's obviously obnoxious. Like he was telling them the fuck you by refusing to stop doing it. So yeah, someone could have done that, but God being God, hopefully he would allow him to be with someone else like Charmaine. Not some attractive like 25-year-old that just pretended that to see what he would do. I'm not friends with that Vanessa person, but I could see something like that happening too because I'm aware that she has an issue and she also uses crack cocaine, supposedly. She never told me that, but I saw her with that weird thing and then Sue's son, and I saw them talking to each other. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I only got a little bit off of it or something," because I had never seen that before in my life. I had never seen that before in my life. I actually thought even more grosser, like they were like drugged out in a frenzy kissing or something, and they both had a weird mark or something. That's what I thought. Yeah, apparently it's from smoking drugs. Yeah. It's a really sort of disgusting time period. Yeah. Where because it's an extinction, these people have completely given up on life itself. Like for real. Yeah, so it's pretty gross. Some of the stuff I've seen. It's really, really important to stay away from those people. That I definitely found out over the summer. Just the whole thing with that Brian Buchanan person. It's really important to stay away from those people. None of them are human beings and they don't care about anything anymore. And some of the stuff they're doing because they're psychopaths and sociopaths, they don't care about anybody's feelings. And they have a hatred for me, just like the other ones. They're no different. This is not the typical people that I meet at the shelter. And some of those people may have progressed with the brain disease and realizing reality. Yeah, like they're not even trying anymore to be good. So it's just there's some of them have developed like a wicked psychopathic hatred for me. So it's not good for me to be around that population anymore. As bad as that was, it's basically like a warning where they would actually begin to try to prey on me, just like you saw. Like that's pretty fucked up to be doing that. Yeah. It's just people have demented minds, Like I don't know if there is a deep psychology to it, like his mother and stuff, but it's they don't really care to defend their females and stuff. No, it's just they're psychopaths. I warned other psychopaths about it. Some of them will attack them because of me. Not they have to like me. It's just the nature. Psychopaths have an excuse for everything they do. Right. So it's not that they really care about their females, but that's an excuse to attack me because I insulted their females. All you have to do is keep your disgusting males away from me, and then there wouldn't be any insults to anybody. I wouldn't know anything about you. Clearly, my focus is these demented people in the military that are killing themselves. Well, they can see by everything that they're doing to me that they're going to just die. Does that mean everybody that was ever in the military is doing that? No, I just explained it. And they keep trying to tell you it's the cops doing it. That can't make any sense. Right. Like in Washington, D.C., you might have been able to tell me the cops could do that. That's completely jamming your phone, not intercepting all of my fucking communications. I don't believe the cops can do that. No. That doesn't make any fucking sense. They're not making any sense at all. Everything that they try to convince the public of, and they don't understand how brain sick they are. They don't remember things that they already said to the public when God put them in the ark. I know you just go, you can't override the fucking cops. Give us a break. I don't even believe cops have that technology. Yeah, I don't believe they do. They might be able to jam a cell phone like in Washington, D.C., but intercepting all of my fucking communications and the U.S. military can't stop them or at least see them doing it. I know you go, please, cops don't run Social Security. You already told us the military took over Social Security. You already told us that. They don't remember things they're doing. You're the people who went sequestration. You made a link so that everyone that searched the return of Jesus clicked on it and it went to my fucking Facebook page, the one you won't let me into. You don't even remember doing that, right? God almighty. You did Operation Pillar Cloud. You flew over to the Rome and met with the Pope, and then he quit 600 years. You don't remember because God put you in an ark to kill yourselves. I know. I'm just explaining it to you. Okay? You want to believe that you're controlling an extinction when it's the Passover. It's the nature of regular Neanderthals to copy me. That is your entire species. It's a brain binder on a primate psyche. And you're happier doing that because of the physical body you're in. And the brain is not a primate's brain. It's a primate psyche on a brain binder that controls you. Not you're my species. I have a human psyche. I'm a human being. They shall call his name Manuel. The manual. This is what I think. This is what I think. Clearly, there was a group of us. This is what I think. That's a human being. It's separate from all of your world stuff. Not someone does it to us, and that's the latest excuse. It's already in a fucking book. We're not redoing it. Just a lot, because God was clearly explaining it to you. Not you're supposed to keep us hostage and murder us and abuse us and test us and see if we give you the right answer and stuff. Like, you're completely fucking insane. You won't hear what he's telling you because you know you're fucking damned. I got news for you. You're fucking damned. Okay? You're supposed to have some sort of a comfort in God's controlling everything. And maybe there's other forms of life. I explained it about the dream state. You like all that fairy tale stuff. That's not a human being. You're not going to like it. You hate me for a reason. There's no psyche there. You already had a brain that was programmed to be like me. That's a Neanderthal. You already had it. Okay? And it's all played out, as you call it. I can actually answer all your questions. I'm not a priest. Right. You already had my species brain binder on a primate psyche. That's your species. That's a Neanderthal, and your entire species is in a mass extinction. Some people enjoy my testimony because they understand why, like, there's not exactly something wrong with them. It's just the end of their species. There's all sorts of other wrong things with people. They just think they're normal, but they're not. They're not a normal Neanderthal. And a lot of them have medical problems too. It's called Be My Last Enemy. Because you're a different species. Right. You make me your enemy. I did nothing but try to help you. And you are all over the place and you won't let me live anywhere. So I can stay here for all eternity because I don't do your behaviors. Okay? Right. Most of that was explained. I don't drive. I could live without heating oil. I walk everywhere. I'm satisfied with the available foods. I have a logical mind that can understand certain behaviors not to do because I used to drive. The need to walk, the need to control your breathing or accept what God's going to be doing. Where you're going to have periods of being infertile, and that's not going to cause you to flip out and steal people's children. You just accept that. Like, for those that can accept it, and others can't accept it, and they go stealing other people's children. They literally steal other people. Not they're adopting, they literally steal other people's children because they can't produce children. Like they're in Raising Arizona, yeah. They do the same thing. It's not fair. She has 6 children and we have none. That's Raising Arizona. They went over all that. Like that's the mentality. Not the creator decided that. Boop, boop, boop. Isn't that their justification for their vast overbreeding? Okay, then the creator decides if you live or die then, right? Get knocked down. Get up and in. Why is God letting you do this to me? Jesus Christ, Almighty God. Okay, why is God, obviously 50 times a day, same fucking question. Why is God letting you do this to me? Because you're extincting your entire species. He's explaining to you why you have to go into an extinction. That's why he's allowing you to do it. And he's not allowing you to do it. That's why you're in counsel for the dying since July. He's not allowing you to do it. I get knocked down. You don't. That's why I can do this. Yep. I entertained some of your stuff and none of it was an actual question. You don't even know what a walkabout is. You couldn't even ever do it because you control everything. That's not what it is. You don't have to worry about it. You're a different species. And you keep blocking me from explaining it to my species for their mental health. You want to keep tormenting people because you're so sick. I'm just waiting for God to kill you. You can't learn to be my species. He poses the question, sir. So, yeah, since I can hear him, yeah. especially when it's the same question over and over again because you have no brain matter. He's not allowing you to do it. That's why you're extincting your entire species. Oh yeah, let me check the weather. I keep thinking I'm supposed to look up jog walks. That was yesterday. I don't have to do that much today. Oh, it's supposed to be 60 today. Wasn't that yesterday it was supposed to be 60? I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Wasn't it supposed to be 60 yesterday? Okay. Maybe they fixed something after that was explained to them yesterday. Everything has to be in opposition. Yeah, everything. Clearly, I'm not going to like you when you won't stop doing this. Yeah, clearly, I'm not going to like you. You knew from the very beginning that you were going to do this, that you were going to do a mass extinction. So, in your final disgustingness, you separated me from my actual family, and then you keep doing this. You flew into a complete fucking disgusting rage when I had a boyfriend, and then you went bloop bloop bloop. You cannot stop doing it. Everything you do is to cut off any way that I can do anything but be glued to this fucking thing. And you act like you don't want me on it when you're full of fucking shit. Okay? Right. It's just you won't stop trying to put me in some sort of weird rape tunnel because your brain is gone and you want a constant sort of like upset. Again, I just explained it earlier in the live stream what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, talk about fucked up like Rihanna, man. Just if people didn't know that, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. You don't let other people have access to me. You've got to go. It's so frustrating for me, but it's like obviously in the next thing, that group of people talk about gift from fucking God. They'd be like, oh my God, it's the fucking whatever you want to call me, the Virgin Mary. Anyways, what was I saying before that? The people with the that like Rihanna that will just do and scratch and yeah, like that cunty mother until the dude flips out. They're getting off on the dude flipping out. When you actually hear a woman go, do you get it then? It's like that chick at the IRS. Remember I said that and people probably thought I had a disgusting mind. I don't have a disgusting mind. I'm the Virgin Mother. Believe me, I have at times gone, oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ, God. Ding, 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 ding. I don't want to hear it anymore. Believe me, I don't have a disgusting mind. It's just unfortunately, but fortunately, I guess that's part of my job. Not that's me. You just go, I knew it when he got on the phone at the IRS, and that was a bunch of black jaws. Right, because that's how you know. There's probably black women that maybe you wouldn't know they were black women, but I'm talking about the ones that there's no mistaking that that's a black female. Okay, so yeah, like say that they're in Africa and they're French or something, and they talk like Sale. You're not going to know. Like when Michael Jackson sang "Beat It," I didn't know he was a black guy. But so black people, when you think that you can't say stuff like that, black people know that you have the disease. You're grouping them all together in a thing. You think they're all buckwheat. It happens to white people because you're like afraid to say something insulting. They're not all a collective. They're individual people, just like white people. You don't think all white people are in a collective, right? You can insult other white people, when they're like trailer trash and stuff. Okay. Just it, it doesn't mean that some people go, oh, and then they sort of understand what you're saying. And then, yeah. So, anyway, if they were like maybe even Haiti, because they speak French, if it was like French or something, then you'd go, you wouldn't know on a phone. No. But that's what I'm talking about, that type of black female. So he starts raising his voice at her, right? And he hands me back the phone and she's like, ah, like she just had an orgasm. And I just went, what? I know my brain, it's so difficult to exist right now with these things because they're so sick. Oh God, yeah, I know. Just imagine like a gorilla in a jungle. And like the female is, oh yeah, just, oh my God almighty, please get rid of these things. So, anyways, yeah, I just, after that, I went, oh my God, what the fuck did I just hear on this phone? What did I just listen to on this phone? So, anyways, oh yeah, like Faulkner Hospital. A human to tell her what is going on with Brian. Talk about a state of shock. Just, I think the people that are talking about that Wendy Williams stuff, because God's explaining it to everyone now. And you just like, I'm sure for the other species too, you just go, that's why it's so unfair to do this to them. And but they enjoy that too. They want those people not to be able to hear me because then they're gonna go, oh my God, we're so damned, and they get off on it. It's the Passover. Yeah, like your whole species is in an extinction. So, but yeah, I can see because of the brain and stuff in your Christians that you go, because you had no idea that it was a brain disease. Okay. That clearly is affecting you people too, that this would ever happen to me here. Okay. You had no idea there was a brain disease that's part of your extinction. And you didn't know that like your leaders were doing all that on purpose. They enjoyed doing it when all they had to do was just stop doing it, like population control. They didn't have to do all this. God allowed it because of the whole planet has to stay calm. Right? They everything they do is wrong. Okay, just know that everything they do is wrong, but God is controlling it. Right? Just but left to their own accord, most of us you would be falling into Allah, or you'd already have swaths of population dead and starving. Yeah, there would just be planet wide upheaval that not them doing this to me did that. I'm the Virgin Mother, so them doing this to me did not keep everything calm. God keeps everything calm. Everything they have done has been trying to get people to uprise and stuff when that doesn't make any sense. They just wanted people to be like literal animals in a war. Okay, so God doesn't allow it. And then it's just, you still believe that you're supposed to be doing this. It's weird. It's already done, but it's a way for God to explain it to everyone. You won't let me live, and I'm the prevailing species. You can't coexist with me. That's why I'm your enemy. I didn't make you my enemy. I even made you a transition plan. Even after you took my children and stuff, I made you a transition plan and tried to help you. So it's really that bad. You just have a complete hatred for me, and I'm completely helpless to you. You control all the planets. Basically, it's made up, but you control the population through your mass media and your money. I don't even know if it's acts of aggression because you get your populations to do acts of aggression against me. So I always have been helpless to you people. I just run away from you. But there's nowhere left for me to go. You literally attacked me in my home on Arrow Tree Reserve. Okay, so it's not like a lesson you're in, but for your species, I don't know wherever it is you're going if that's some sort of a lesson, but it means your immune system. All right, so it's almost 11:30. I guess I should start doing my. Oh, I meant to get that thing out of there. That's right. Yeah, I mean, this business with the police, ultimately, you won't hear what God's telling you about your immune system and lysis. Like, I know, just your immune system, cancer, lysis, cell death. You just won't stop trying to cause war. So, I know, just it, probably in a sense, there's envy about the police and you and da da da. I just go, not going out with the police officer either. First of all, I only associate with homeless people, and that person would be screened to be my species or not. They don't want anything to do with me because I don't do their behaviors, just like you saw with that Brian Buchanan person. You did a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't even needed. Like, you don't even understand how insane all that was that you just did. It's terrible for you. It's terrible for Ron DeSantis, his wife, all their friends. Terrible for you. You revealed exactly who you are by doing all of that. So you did it to yourselves because you wouldn't leave it alone. But anyways, that would have naturally not worked out. I'm not a big dum dum. Okay, so it would have naturally worked out because the dude still left a detox center. I know. Dude left a detox center and doesn't want to be with me. He wasn't even sorry about what happened. And just I explained the whole 6 weeks. That's not a person who wants to go out with me. Okay, so be acting like a deranged madman or a madwoman holding me prisoner is not having an interest in going out with me. Okay. And probably by the time you realize doing that, there was no way that you could blend in. Right. There's no way that God wouldn't force you to reveal that to me when I met you. So, it's pointless. So, anyways, right, it's shouldn't matter. Yeah. Like, it shouldn't matter. It's just a complete derangement of the minds. Meaning they're miserable. They're trying to cope with something. Yeah, I mean, you have all that money and technology, but you wouldn't stop focusing on me. Thus, for you lost 13 years of your lives. You never had a chance of having anything to do with me after taking my children. Right? It's just, I mean, in a nutshell, it's really that. And then just thing after thing after thing after thing. I know it's like God didn't let you do anything like that to me. Yeah, where any of you could just show up and they know it. That's why they don't even do it. Where any of you could just show up and be like, I'm Donald Trump or I'm Nikki Haley or I'm Ron DeSantis or any of these people, any of the people in the military, none of them can do that and they know it. So that's why I said just murderous fantasies about getting a population to kill me and then I forget or I don't know it's you. Obviously, I know it's you. Obviously, I know it's you. I'm sure, probably, as an example, once that Brian Buchanan person kind of ruled out he's going to rebirth through me, like he knew not that he was doing me any sense. He just stopped what he was doing and went back to his drugged out friends and stuff for the rest of his time. Yeah. Those people are sort of good rinse in your life, just like you folks. Once you're not going to use me effectively to manipulate your population, then you think you have a right to kill me. So you clearly can't be children of mine. You're not descendants of mine, and I'm not going to rebirth you. The door is closed. It's been closed for quite some time. From what I can tell on planet Earth, after you things are gone, it's just rebirthing the same people, like a snake getting a new shedding a skin. There isn't even really teaching, honestly. It's a different species, like squirrels. How much teaching is there with their little children there, and the guys? It's probably the same type of parenting I was doing. Well, a lot of my species has suffered some emotional problems from Neanderthals trying to teach us, and most of the teaching is false. It's not my species. Because especially it got worse and worse as your behaviors became more insane. Yeah, I can talk about the height of insanity. Okay, so you don't divorce your wife? That would be the funniest thing. If they didn't murder them, yeah, just one of the six adults, if they weren't murdered, could have done that. It's sort of like Nicole. I can envision what she would have done if she wasn't murdered. Just one of the children, like, okay, so we don't divorce. Okay. Is it just the wives? Like it that three males could go. So we don't divorce our wife. Okay. We can either murder her and then people say we're not guilty. Okay. Or we can literally have people that agree with this concept have her shipped to another part of the country and they keep her hostage there. Okay. And then she's not allowed to communicate with her children or other people. And she doesn't get a phone. She doesn't get housing. She doesn't get an income. Okay. See what I'm saying? You go, that's a teaching. 13 years, that's a teaching. Yeah. I mean, I think that they think that if you do this, their children aren't going to be taught that. They don't have anything else in their brain. If they're not taught that, they fall over and can't talk anymore. Oh yeah, just Lyle and Eric. That's the other teaching. Okay. No, 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 no. Brains don't melt and die if you're in a learning lesson to be me. I was wondering, like, the ones with the dying children, the woman with the ones with the dementia, if she thought, like, some people come up with stuff like they're going to melt down layers of brain and then they get reprogrammed. No. Could you have my species children sicken and die? Of course. They're already formed humans. Like the ones that I birthed are already were people. But could you um, give them brain damage and they die? Of course. That's not what your children are doing. You don't house me. 13 years. You don't house me. Like the woman with the 12-year-old that went nonverbal. Are you denying that's going on? Is that a fake story? 13 years. You don't house me. Some of them, does it take a group of deranged criminal animals housing your kid for just absolutely no reason for you to understand that you don't house me? Like, why? Like, I know, and it's even when I tell you what you're doing, you think that means it's okay to do. How could you possibly be learning to not do a behavior? Right. Probably people like Brian made up at first. It's okay what he's doing now because he'll just do that when he rebirths. It doesn't work like that. I told you that. Only people that stopped what they were doing and some of them stay confined to their housing 24 hours a day, not to harm others. That's not what that dude was doing. He specifically committed sexual assault on the Virgin Mother. And just the cruelty of what he did emotionally, I think he knew he wasn't going to get forgiven and rebirth to be my species. Right. So then you just give that up and then you just hang out with your druggy friends and maybe get another char or something for the rest of the time and don't think about it and plan to just transition into something else. You folks seem hell bent on making up things. So I fully understand that nothing that I could ever say or do would get you folks to free me. Okay. So I'm just waiting for God to put you out of your misery. Because that's clearly a misery. It's got to be each and every day. Not you want to be doing it. That's not a life where your only life is keeping me captive. That's not a life. That doesn't make any sense to being a psychopath. It takes up too much time. Yeah, it's like you destroyed my life. It is what it is, and you don't go on with your lives. Remember the thing out in Quincy that still wouldn't house me? Goes, there's something preventing you from moving on with your life. Really? I think that's a message for you folks and these folks. Right. So only people that were part of like regular people that Exodus 20, and we were on like Twitter for a while and watching free Hulu TV and stuff, that we ended up in shelters and just been holocausted. Only those people would still be sort of trying to find me, and you're trying to terrorize them in the same way you're terrorizing me. So I know that God's not going to let you live much longer. Okay. I don't know if you dying affects the nuclear stuff being released, why he would still be having this going on, but I'm sure there's a reason. It's probably related to that. Okay. So if you were wondering that, why you're not dead yet, because I can't see that you're paying someone to rent. And that person doesn't remove you from all these systems. I'm not, yeah, I'm not seeing how that's plausible. Um, Other than people are also sort of psychopathically deranged and enjoying this happening. And so they're making up that you're paying them. And that's why they won't help you go on to the next whatever. They would be rapidly burying children and stuff, and then maybe they'd finally get it. I don't know. If they've resolved themselves to the fact that it's nuclear, then they can't care anyway. They don't do anything else. They could bury, say they had 7 children. They would bury all their 7 children and still keep doing what they're doing and prop you up to a machine. Yeah, they would. Yeah, it's just the nature of that species. But like literally, God has to end your lives. I know that. I've been living a lie. All right, I got to shut this off so I can start doing my routine. But